Ever heard of colonialism? The scramble for land, resources, and power that shaped so much of our world history? Well, what if I told you it's happening again, right now, but not for gold or diamonds? It's happening for something far more personal: your data and your attention. This is digital colonialism. Think about it. In the 19th century, powerful nations carved up continents for their resources. Today, a handful of tech giants, primarily from the US and China, are carving up the digital world. The new territories aren't on a map. They're the apps on your phone, the platforms you use every day. The goal is to control the infrastructure of modern life, and the new dependency is all about data. Countries in the global south provide the raw data. That's us, our clicks, our likes, our conversations, while the immense profits and strategic power flow back to the global north. So, how does this actually work? It's more subtle than gunships and flags, but just as effective. First, you have the platform as the new king. In many countries, especially in South Asia and Africa, Facebook is the internet. It's where you get your news, talk to family, and even interact with your government. When one foreign, for-profit company controls the main public square, it sets the rules. Its secret algorithms decide what you see, what gets amplified, and what gets buried, often with zero understanding of the local culture. They become the unelected rulers of public conversation. Then there's the engine of this whole system: data extraction. This is the core business model. The raw material is your life online, your personal information, your social connections, your every digital move. This data is shipped off to servers thousands of miles away, refined into incredibly detailed profiles about you, and then sold to the highest bidder for targeted advertising. You, the user, create all the value. But where does the wealth go? It accumulates in Silicon Valley, building corporate empires while your country sees very little of that economic benefit. It's a massive transfer of wealth, disguised as a free service. But the control goes even deeper, right down to the foundations of the internet. Think about cloud computing. When a local business or even a government in the global south wants to go digital, where do they store their data? Overwhelmingly, it's on Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, or Google Cloud. This means the most critical data of a nation. Its financial systems, health records, government communications, is physically located in another country, subject to foreign laws like the U.S. Cloud Act, which can grant access to that data. Even the physical undersea cables that carry internet traffic are increasingly funded and controlled by these same tech giants, allowing them to shape the global flow of information to their advantage. Finally, this isn't just about economics, it's about culture. These platforms are not neutral tools. They were built in Silicon Valley, embedded with Western individualistic values. Their ideas about privacy, community, and even humor can be completely different from yours. This becomes a serious problem with content moderation. An algorithm or a moderator in California who doesn't understand your language's satire or your country's political context can silence important voices, mistaking them for hate speech or misinformation. This imposes a digital monoculture, flattening the rich diversity of global expression. The consequences are severe. How can a local tech startup compete with a global giant that's pre-installed on every phone? They can't. Local innovation is stifled. The advertising money that should be supporting local journalists and creators gets siphoned away to California. Nations lose control over their own information space, making them vulnerable to disinformation and foreign influence, which can destabilize entire societies. But this isn't a story of passive victims. Resistance is growing. Countries like India and Brazil are pushing for data localization laws, demanding that data about their citizens stays within their borders. Digital taxes are being implemented to reclaim a fair share of the profits. And, most importantly, we're seeing the rise of homegrown alternatives, like India's revolutionary UPI payment system, which has successfully challenged foreign dominance. Regional groups like the African Union are also working on continent-wide data policies to negotiate with big tech from a position of strength. Digital colonialism is the great challenge of our connected age. The new battleground is for our data, our infrastructure, and, ultimately, our digital sovereignty. Understanding this dynamic is the first step toward building a more equitable and fair digital future for everyone. Thanks so much for watching. If this video made you think, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.